Now, this is a really exciting episode that I'm really pumped to be sharing because I'm sitting down with my good friend that I've recently just become friends with, so I'm super grateful, Brian. Now, I wanted to bring Brian onto the show because we've connected really well and he's got so much to be able to share with you. And in this episode, I want to be able to dive into you, how you're here right now, doing so well, how you've been able to grow this business, where you want to be able to take your business. And this is really a behind the scenes look into what you are going to be able to do as well. If you're wanting to build your fitness business, whether it's online or face-to-face or both, you're going to be able to learn a lot from what we're going to be able to dive into today. And before we even dive into it, because I will also add a link below into the episode that Brian and I have just done that goes into the health and fitness world, how he's actually coaching people, his beliefs, and I highly recommend you get a part of that. But in case you haven't missed that, then I want you to be able to share, Brian. Who are you and why are you so phenomenal?
Thank you for the introduction, man. I appreciate it again. And guys, nice to meet you. My name is Brian Decosta. I'm an online fitness coach, fitness instructor, or whatever you want to call it. Similar introduction to the last video. Go watch the last video because there's another one. I live in here in Los Angeles, California. I have an online coaching business, as I said, and I'm just disgustingly passionate about teaching fitness the right way, serving in the right way, and just leading by example and showing people that living the fitness lifestyle doesn't have to be this, grind every day and, eat bland food and everything. It can be something that fits in your life no matter how busy you are, no matter what you're doing, age, sex, anything. So that is where my drive comes from when I wake up in the morning, and just happy to start my day doing that every day.
Awesome. Now, I know a lot of the viewers right now are going to be thinking, all right, these two guys, they're in LA at the moment. We're doing online coaches, doing this thing. There's a lot of freedom to our life, which I think is cool. Do you know what I mean? It's Friday today. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what day it is. So it's Friday, middle of the day, do you know what I mean? Gorgeous, sun is shining. How do you get into this position? Do you know what I mean? So I want to first dive into what got you to think about and then make the decision into I'm going to be an online coach.
It came, so I'm going to be an online coach was not even something that was truly in my mind, I would say about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Yeah. And it stemmed from getting to this point, we'll go back in time, going to school to become an accountant. I was studying finance, I was studying accounting, I was business, that was my father, that was my family, and I wanted the suit and tie, I wanted the nice office, everything, and I was on that grind. And I wasn't fulfilled, and every bit of success I achieved there, it was no fulfillment. Yeah. And what I would do though is I would be online at the office and I would be seeing, people, in the fitness industry. I've always been super interested in fitness, was very into fitness growing up, doing really cool things, whether it's, vlogging, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, just sharing really cool information and being able to establish themselves by helping people. And I was just like, this is so cool. And I would follow a bunch of, popular fitness accounts and just see what they were doing, draw inspiration from them. And I just knew that I wanted to be part of it. I just wanted to be part of it. So what I did was I bought a camera and I started YouTubing. And my mentality entering that was, I know how to lift, I know how to eat the right way, I've been through some struggles, I know I have value to give, and I'm just going to, and I like creating videos. I'm a creative guy, it's fun to do, so I'm just gonna put videos together. I'm gonna try to put out 2-3 a week on YouTube and post some shirtless selfies on Instagram. Yeah. And see, who vibes with me, who likes the things that I share. And I would do full days of eating, go through my workouts, go through my tips and tricks, things that I've learned. And that was while working in the corporate world. So I was doing the corporate thing, doing the YouTube thing, and it just started to grow, and people started to comment, who are you? This is awesome. How are you able to balance this stuff? This is so intriguing to me. I'm an accountant too. You're inspiring me to go to the gym. And it started to grow over a couple months, and I'm just like, this is awesome. This is so cool. People are vibing with this. So it became an addiction to me, and I ended up getting some traction by doing a competition. I was like, okay, it would be cool if I document doing like a fitness competition. So I did the bodybuilding.com spokesmodel search last year, and documented that process on YouTube right when I started my channel, working my corporate job. And it's a huge contest. There's about 10,000 applicants.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's in between. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 10,000 applicants. And I submitted a video. You have to submit a 5-minute video of yourself, and it went perfectly because I had the YouTube stuff, and I was like, awesome, I'm just gonna set up my camera, record myself, submit this. I was able to make the top 20, then the top 5, and I ended up coming in second in that competition. Awesome. Competed at the LA Fit Expo this past year and in Los Angeles. I was originally living in Washington, D.C. at the time, and that really helped, I guess, establish me in the fitness industry. And I would have people coming up to me saying, like people start following me that I had followed when I was just an accountant at the desk, and I'm just like, whoa, this is freaking crazy. Like all I did was like start sharing my workouts and my passion for eating right and diet, and here I am like really like getting into this industry, and it's so cool. So it was after doing that competition and transitioning into this year, 2017, around the beginning of the year, that I was getting emails. I was just getting emails from people. Do you do one-on-one? Like, I love your videos. Do you do one-on-one? It was always because they love my YouTube videos, rarely from Instagram. Yep. It was usually because they connected with my personality. Yep. And at the time, I was dating Amanda, which is my girlfriend who was in the fitness industry. We met through YouTube, which I had shared with you before. I just love that story. I told her that I was getting these inquiries, and she just made a comment. She's like, just tell one of them that yes, you are a coach, and like tell them your price. And I did, and one of the guys was like, I sent that back to him via email, and it was a local guy that lived near me, and he was in the military. I was like, oh, like what am I getting myself into? And he wanted to get on the phone, and I was like, oh God, like I had no idea what I was doing. So I got on the phone, but I knew I could serve. I knew I could help him, but I just didn't believe in myself.
Totally.
And got on the phone with him and like told him that a 16-week package was $500.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do this. Like, this is freaking crazy. And he was just like, yep. I was like, we'll do it. I didn't know how I was gonna accept his money. So like, I got off and I was like, what do you do? She's like, PayPal. I'm like, okay. Like, so I like was able to say like, send your money to this PayPal email. Yep. And like, that was it. That was my first client. It was around December, January, beginning of this year. Yeah. And I've learned so quickly from just building completely on my own this year. Through working with people I shouldn't have worked with, just through the trials this year, I've really learned where I serve best and who I serve best, and it's been that was the start of it.
That's okay. You've touched on so many cool points. This is exactly where I want to go with this. There's something I've been saying for a little while now, and it was like customer satisfaction comes from customer acquisition, which is just some fancy words to say like the people that you take on is essentially who you're going to make happy. If you bring on the wrong people, you're never going to make them happy. And the way I kind of term this now is like, if you're looking for kebabs and I'm selling pizzas, I don't care how good my pizzas are, I'm not going to make you happy. Do you know what I mean? You want kebabs and it's not going to work.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, let's make sure that we're bringing on the right people. But even before we start delving into that, because I really like what that is, let's go back to the content producing side, because there are so many people that struggle with the idea of, okay, they know they need to produce content. Trainers know that they need to be able to put their message out into the world, but they feel very fuzzy, very unclear on what that is. What got you to go, okay, I'm going to shoot YouTube videos. What was the next thoughts after that of how am I going to do it? What's going to happen? How am I going to get this played out? Do you know what I mean? Like, what was that evolution for you?
I think the key to my success was that wasn't a thought process.
Nice.
It wasn't, because I feel like a lot of people that are in the fitness industry now, they approach from the aspect like, you've got to post on YouTube. Yeah. You've got to do it. Like, it's what everyone's doing now. You've got to post videos on Instagram. That's a shitty shitty feeling, and then that just like shows up in your video content, and it's like it's unauthentic, and people are so good. Like they say, like nonverbals are like 80 to 90% of communication. When it's coming from a place where you feel like you have to do it, it's not going to be well received. So long story short is, I was just focused on making cool videos that I liked, that I knew was providing some value. that I knew was providing some value. It's like, I know some people would want to know what chest workout I go through because I have confidence. I know, like, I have a physique that people want to look like, and that's just a fact. So I was like, so I'm not asking for anything in return. I'm not looking to build a business at this point. That was the key, and how I started to grow so fast. It's like, I don't want anything from you. I'm just like showing you genuinely stuff that, you know, you would like, and stuff that I've struggled with, and more so stuff content that I wish I had when I was starting. That was a constant thought as well. You know, what would I have liked to watch when I was first getting into this, and then kind of creating content from that aspect.
Totally. Beautiful. That's really important because he was scratching his own itch as he went through the process, but he skipped over something really quickly that I think a lot of people might have missed. He wasn't trying to sell anything. His number one focus was value. How do I provide cool videos that have value behind it? Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because as soon as you try and think, okay, I need to make a video to get a client. Like, yes, okay, look, there's a time and place for a sales video, a sales page, that kind of stuff. Cool, like, we can talk about that later. But number one, you've got to build an audience that likes your stuff. You need to build relationships, and you can build relationships off this. And I think that's why we enjoy videos, because we can do, put our personality into this stuff and be able to have a connection. I'm a pretty woeful writer at the end of the day, so I'm happy to be able to shoot videos. So I think the value, doing something that you enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Because you're talking to your market, and this is something really important. If you, let's say, okay, you're a 25-year-old dude, but your target market is postnatal women that want to lose weight. There's a disconnect there that you can't just go, okay, I need to produce stuff that I want to be able to produce. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
There's obviously, but for you, it's like, no, I want to help guys that are very much in my similar situation be able to achieve doing what I've been able to achieve, kind of that learn and share thing that we were talking about in the last episode that you should also go watch. So when it comes to today growing your business, what's your focus? When you wake up in the morning, what are you like, what do I need to do today?
Well, first and foremost, it served my current clients. It served my current clients to the best of my ability, because I know if I make them raving fans and I make them very happy with their process, that they're going to, you know, share their transformation. They're gonna, you know, share their testimonial. It's going to feed itself, my business and my clients going forward. So serving them, and then it's still content producing content that I like. And I don't, a lot of people have content calendars where they'll like plan out, you know, I need to put out this, I need to put out that, I need to put out that. I'm very the feel with it.
I'm totally the same. I tried to go the whole like editorial calendar, like everything mapped out for the next 30 days, and I was just like, ugh, it doesn't work. And now I'm like, wake up, I'm like, what am I on today?
And I know that, you know, the struggles that I face today, or anything that, you know, that trips me up, I want to share it, and then share how I was able to get over it. And sometimes we just can't anticipate, you know, next Thursday, you know, what am I going to be able to share that I learned? You know, it's like if you have a video schedule, like show them how to cook egg whites and have them not burn, you know, post it on Friday. It's like, there's no passion in that, you know what I mean? It's like, so the focus is always with the content, just like creating value there. And you know, it's not planned, but I know that if I come from an authentic place, then people will keep coming, keep watching and connecting with me, messaging with me, and it's just great. It feeds itself. So
awesome.
So that's where I am now.
Cool. Okay, so there's two really big things you can take away right there. Number one, serve the people that are your clients at the end of the day, because that is the most important thing.
Of course.
Two, how do you bring more people into your world, and how do you grow relationships with people already in your world?
Of
Two
course.
really important things.
Definitely.
Now, let's talk business model right now. Like when you look at your online business right now, how does it operate? Are there different packages or programs, or like what is it there? Because this is one of the most like common questions that comes from coaches is like, how does this all work? Because we could sell like one-off programs, membership sites, doing annual programs like 16-week challenges, or there's 100 million different options out there. How do you skin your cat?
So because I'm so new in this industry, this is stuff that's ever changing every day. So at least now what I do is because I'm so one-on-one with people, I make sure that when I get an inquiry, that I channel them to a place where we can have a one-on-one conversation, whether it's email. It's usually email, and what I'll do is I'll provide them a brief breakdown of my services, and you know, in terms of length of time that we work with each other, that's really up up to the individual as well. I give parameters, you know, like 12 weeks, 6 months, 1 year, and from there, you know, in the email they can fill out a brief application if it's something they feel can work with them, if they want to see if it's a good fit. And then from there, based on their application, if I feel like my services will work with them, we jump on a call and we just delve into what they want. What do you need? Why do you need it? Let's see what, you know, what is going to make this a win for both of us, like at the end of the at the end of our time working with each other. And that's really how I run with it now. In the future, it's going to be membership site based as well, because as content creators, there's a lot of stuff that we're putting it on other platforms, but it doesn't have a home, you know, something that's our own baby. So like having a website where, you know, I provide a lot of value in my Instagram captions.
Yes.
I want to be able to have that stuff on the website. I want all of my YouTube videos linked and categorized on the website. And I want to be able to provide, obviously, website exclusive content that's only for them, that dives into more specifics with diet, nutrition. So that's on the horizon, that's coming.
Awesome.
And that's what it's going to be.
It is so common, and it's great to like see this. So it's like so many of the coaches that we've worked with, I've always rathered in, and I never want to say like always and be kind of just be like, some people need a different path, but starting off with more of a one-on-one program, being more higher end, and then leveraging off and going into something more scalable like a membership site, I've seen work so well, because you can fine-tune your craft so well. You can like learn exactly what it is that your market needs, being on a one-on-one platform. Because I think a lot of people jump on and they might like, they'll find your stuff online, they're watching it, oh my god, he's doing so good, he's got so many followers, this is like unbelievable, you know what I mean? They're going to be, what do? I want to do like what Brian's doing, and then they kind of think like biggest picture, and they're like, I want to sell like a PDF, like an ebook or something like that, or like, so, and they're thinking like complete scale, but the problem is that stuff really doesn't work. Like the whole like ebook and PDF thing, like that's completely dead. And it's value that you really need to be able to deliver these days.
Of course. I feel like a lot of times, you know, especially people looking to get in the fitness industry, whether you're a trainer, small following, and, you know, whether any aspect of the fitness industry too, like clothing, like I was going to give an example, like a lot of kids, I feel like, you know, see Christian Guzman, we were talking athlete, they'll see him with his successful clothing business, and they'll say, oh, I'm getting into the fitness industry to start my clothing business, you know, I'm getting samples. It's like, you're buying these samples with your like lunch money that your mom, like you need to, that's rude to say, but honestly it's like,
sometimes it's really true.
Yeah, it's true, but your focus has to be, like you said, not only just serving, but proving to yourself and proving that you can serve someone, that you can help somebody. And then once you do that, you'll figure out who you can help better, and then building from that aspect and then building up from there, not shooting for the moon. A lot of people, I feel like it's easy to put a facade on social media these days and like appear more successful than you actually are. And at the end of the day, the lights will turn on and the party will be over. It's like, okay, well, what have you actually done that's good? Like, what have you created? So I feel like everyone has to start from the ground up. Hell, like I was a bodybuilder.com athlete and I was scared to take on my first client. You know? So, but I knew that that's something I had to do. Like I had to, you know, see how it was going to work. Okay, take on the second one, take on the third one. Okay, is this working? What can I do? Get some feedback. Okay, they don't like this. Like, you have to start at the bottom and you have to build. Iterate
as you go through that process.
Fail.
I think something that like viewers really need to take home from this is grow the following. And I don't mean grow a following as in just like get more likes and followers. It's grow people that really love your stuff. Grow raving fans. Like build those relationships where people are engaging with you. Because then I feel, especially in this world and especially how everything's starting to change right now, like just say for instance, I was at an e-commerce event in Austin 1 to 2 months ago, and they were talking about like the power of where Facebook Messenger is starting to stick in right now. So the biggest Goliath in the entire world with e-commerce is China. So like they are the biggest by far when it comes to doing e-commerce transactions. And they have an app called, I know we're getting into the weeds here, but they have an app called WeChat. They do everything off WeChat. They book their restaurants, they pay for their bus, they like book food, pay for it, they transact money between friends and businesses, like everything is done on this one app. And Facebook Messenger is trying to do the exact same thing for like US and the Western world. So you'll see how like there's going to become like maybe really soon when you can pay for online training through Facebook Messenger. Like the things now is, say for instance, like we can start building Facebook Messenger lists. Like this has been a really big focus in my businesses and the others, is because it's just like another email list. It's just another way to be able to start creating some engagement. And what you're doing so well is through the content that you're producing is Brian's being able to grow these raving fans and these followers. They're engaging with you. Do you know what I mean? Like you see in your comments, you see in the posts that you put, they're into it. And this is the biggest difference, because like, I'm sure you do, but there's so many of like these fitness influencers out there with massive followings, but the problem is they're not even potential customers. They're not even clients. They're just people maybe looking for a booty shot or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it's not actually someone that's going to become somebody that's going to come into your circle of a business and a client.
So true. So true. Focusing on, and how you build that tribe is by giving value, and it takes work. It's by giving value, and it's by being interactive with them, and not distancing yourself. It's putting yourself on the same level and just saying, hey, I'm just a person that's super passionate about this stuff. I share it all the time. Let me know if you feel the same. Yeah. Just being warm and
being real.
Being warm, being real, and like I feel like it's out the door. Gone is the time of, just super raving fan of a guy on Instagram with his crazy abs, because now it's like that guy will get like 15K likes, but there'll be like 2 comments, and it'll be like heart eyes and like yum or something. It's just like they don't have a tribe. They don't. Seriously though, like they don't have. And it ties back to like, why are you getting into it? Why do you want to? You don't do it for the following, because that's going to be gone in 5 years. Like who knows what it's going to be now. You're going to be sustained by those relationships that you build with people that connect with your message.
And also is when you start building those raving fans, then you can do anything else. Then you can go, you know what, I've got these raving fans, this market, what else do they need? They need coaching, maybe they need supplements, maybe they need clothing. Do you know? Maybe they need something like there's all.
And it's not. And the beauty about that is it's not unauthentic. It's not saying like, how can I sell them? It's genuinely like, these people vibe with me. They like the stuff that I like. I like these things. Let me share this with them and see if they like it too. 9 times out of 10 they do, and it just builds. Oh, Brian told me about this. I was on my IG story today talking about these headphones I got. It's like, guys, I freaking love them. Got like 10 messages like, dude, I love them too. I want to get these. Like, it's so cool. And like, once you're tuned in like that and honed in like that, your business kind of like feeds itself. It's amazing.
Okay, this is great. What would your top 1, 2, 3 suggestions, tips be for somebody that wants to start their online coaching business?
Be authentically you, because that's going to shine through with everything that you do, and the passion will show up when you're authentically you and you're sharing things that you're passionate about. So be true to yourself. That's one thing. 2 is there is a degree of superficiality, especially with the online fitness training. So be self-aware enough to know what to share, what looks good. If you look the part, I'm just going to be honest. Like, I know that a lot of, if I post shirtless stuff, that it's going to get more eyes on it. And maybe that one post doesn't, create a bunch of engagement with my tribe, but that one post can bring in like 200, 300 more followers. And then the next value post I provide, of those followers that I've gained from the shirtless post, a lot of them will connect with, oh wow, like he provided some value. So it's like, you have to play the game in a way.
I was just about to say exact words.
You've got to play the game, but it's like almost being like baiting to bring people in and be like, here's who I am, and having them connect with you. So that's the second thing, just being self-aware. And then the third thing would be, I would just say, do it when you don't want to do it. And that just ties into, being consistent with content. And, there are times when I don't want to record during the day, or I don't want to make a post, but like, You've got to. That's the world we're in. You have to be consistent, especially with starting your business. You hear it all the time, consistency. Like, you can't just craft the perfect IG post and post it once a week. It's not going to work. You know, you have to show up. You have to be popping up with your message. You have to be clear about it. It's tough. Yeah. It's tough to do, but do it when you don't want to do it, and you'll reap benefits for sure.
Some really good advice. So we purposely kept this episode high level, kind of like 40,000 foot view, looking at some of the key things for what it is that you need to be doing. And I think there's gold all throughout this, and there's a lot of takeaways that you can really dive into that I do want to go deeper, especially when it comes to like content production, especially when it comes into being able to growing raving fans and the steps that you need to take. So I'd love to be able to hear from you, like, what are the questions you're having when it comes to this? What is it that we can bring Brian back on and we can delve into and start going really into what it is, some specific steps for you to be able to do as well. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then I highly recommend that you do click like, share this out to any other coaches and trainers that you think are going to be able to get a lot out of this. And I also highly recommend click the link below and go check out Brian's stuff. He's very good. If you're looking for a coach, I highly recommend it because he is a high-end online coach and you're going to be able to learn a lot. And this is where it comes to the quality, because when I say, all right, we need to build an online coaching program right now, there's three things the way that I look at it. One, how do you get your clients the best results? And he's like just singularity focused on what that is. Then it's obviously, how do I minimize my time in it so I do have some more leverage? And then obviously, how do I maximize my profits? But numero uno, how do you get the best results with your clients? And Brian's doing an absolutely phenomenal job with that as well. So thank you so much, Andre.
Thank you, Chris. I just want to say again, guys, I'll reiterate, any questions you have, seriously, nothing makes me happier than being able to provide you guys value, answer questions, because I know how it feels to want to be doing this stuff, but not know the steps to take and see that there's so many steps to take. So again, I will reiterate what Chris said, just comment in the comment section, and if you'd have me, I'd love to jump back on again and dive a little deeper, man.